Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars Celebration 2022. Talk about what is happening next week because this big Star Wars convention is happening next week out in Anaheim, California, and I'm going to be there, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. I'll be demoing some Star Wars games, and on top of that, there's going to be a lot of news that comes out, and you may see some changes with the normal format as far as like daily videos and daily uploads. I'll be out there working my butt off, and you might see some live streams in lieu of the normal routine of regular videos. So we're going to talk about that a little bit in today's video. If you guys are new here to the channel, we are still doing that $70 Amazon gift card giveaway. If you want to enter to win that, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description below. We'd love to have you join our Discord. Check out Crabbok.com, all of that other stuff. Again, links are in the description below, but be sure to like the video, subscribe, share the video, click that bell for alerts, all that good stuff. You also won't want to miss when I go live, which will be hopefully happening multiple times during the convention. It's one of the things I like to do, especially for everybody who isn't able to be out there. A lot of times I'll just like live stream as I'm like walking the vendor hall. And then you can get a kind of a glimpse at some of the booths and some of the displays. There's usually lots of really cool things on display. Maybe you'll see some celebrities. Maybe I'll be fortunate enough to run past a couple. Who knows? It's anything can happen at Star Wars Celebration. And this is going to be the first celebration in a couple of years since we are like this. We're starting to finally come back from the pandemic, and conventions are starting again, and so it's very exciting, and so we're gonna be doing all of these things. So that will be that's gonna be fun. So as far as what I'm going to be doing, so I'll be demoing games. I'm not too sure exactly what games that I'm going to be on, or maybe kind of floating, because I pretty much am very well versed in all of the Star Wars games that Asmodee has, and so they are going to be there will probably be a game room in addition to like a booth on the main floor, and like last time at like Star Wars Celebration in Chicago. I was kind of I was there too, and then of course in Orlando. But I'm pretty much always at these things teaching games, and so last time I was kind of mixed back and forth. Most of the time I was in the game room, and then sometimes I was out on the main floor. So if you are going to be at Star Wars Celebration, feel free to come by and say hi, and that would be pretty cool. Now the interesting thing about like kind of demoing these games is that usually the audience at Star Wars Celebration are not gamers, so it's like a different kind of mentality you go with when you're doing something like this, as opposed to like demoing a game at like Gen Con or something like that. So you really kind of dumb down the game a little bit. Like I remember we used to like teach Legion, and like it was very basic, and we didn't even use suppression. It was a way to kind of get somebody in there, have them play like a couple of turns of a game, and then get them out. And you wanted to get as many people to have some hands-on time with a game as you can. And so it's a very different experience, but it's also really fun. And I'm not sure if they're going to have Armada at Celebration, because it does use quite a bit of table space, and granted so does Legion, but they also have those 3x3 Legion boards that are set up specifically for it all. So we'll have to wait and see how it all is going to go. But I'm really excited. There will still be time outside of like demoing games to actually walk around and become part of the convention too. Sometimes I can get in early before things open up, and it's always kind of fun to get like a little early live stream. And then sometimes it's just like during a big event, like one of the cool moments from Star Wars Celebration in Chicago was being able to kind of get that video and audience reaction during the first time they played the Episode 9 trailer, and that was really cool, especially being there in the moment. It was awesome. And so who knows what they're going to have. So that's another thing I want to talk about, is like things that we might expect to see, right? So Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, is actually coming out the same like time frame as Celebration is going on. So I imagine like it comes out that Friday, but like Celebration starts that Thursday, so there'll probably be like early screenings, but it wouldn't be that. It'll only be like maybe a few hours before, so it's like maybe 12 hours early. So I'm not sure if there's going to be too much related to Kenobi. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there'll be some panels. I'm sure Ewan McGregor will probably be there, and like really hoping Like that would be super super cool if like I was able to teach him a Star Wars game or something like that. But like a lot of a lot of the celebrities aren't really there to to walk around and participate. They're there to kind of like sign autographs, do interviews, and like they're there usually to work, kind of like I will be. So my chances of but you never know. I got to see Andy Gutierrez back in Orlando, and that was really cool. But I was lucky, and I just happened to be in the right place in the right time, and that's kind of one of the things you got to hope for. But other stuff that is going to be coming out, I am definitely expecting that we're going to get our first look at Cassian Andor, or the Andor show. That we haven't really seen much outside of a sizzle reel for that, so I'm definitely expecting we'll get that. And that'll be really really exciting. So I'm hopefully we can get some cool footage on that. I'm also expecting some more Bad Batch and Mandalorian stuff. But I think one of the interesting things is that we've gone a long time without a movie. And I mean, maybe not that long in the grand scheme of things, but it feels like it's been a long time. And I would love to, I don't expect we'll get like a movie trailer because there's not even a movie, announced right now. But I would love it if they would announce a movie, or at least announce like plans for a movie, like specifically. And I know that some people might have different opinions on this, but I'm really interested in Rian Johnson getting his own trilogy. There was that talk that like maybe it was put on hold, and I'd love to see like an update as to what the status of the Rian Johnson trilogy actually is, and if there is, if there's going to be any moving forward with that, because I really enjoyed The Last Jedi. I have no shame in saying that it wasn't an instant love for me. It was exciting at first, and then there was whoa, there were a lot of problems with this movie. And then I saw it again, and I was like, okay, it was a little better this time. And then after the third time, I'm like, okay, I really get it now. And then so I think I've watched it more than just about any of the other new Star Wars movies, and I really, really liked what it was doing. And the only thing that made it terrible for me was that 9 didn't really follow in its footsteps. It didn't feel like it was connected to it at all. And so I really love to see a trilogy that's done by the same director. Like, I don't like them swapping out people, and so I'm really excited to see what Rian Johnson could do with 3 movies all to himself, and hopefully they can be kind of separated from audience expectations, right? Like, if you haven't seen Knives Out, you should absolutely see that. It's a great movie, so it's. It'd be exciting for me to see like a big budget Star Wars movie again, and at least the planning phases of it, and then maybe even if it's like 3 years out, I feel like that'd be a good amount of time. That'd be many years in between movies, and that's enough time for the TV shows to thrive. And I think the Disney Plus series are doing great right now, but I don't want it to be only Disney Plus series for the rest of time. Like, I would like more movies at some point. I really would love to see Finn. I would love to see John Boyega come back and see him be, get his own story of, like, because there was a lot that the sequel trilogy did him wrong, and there's a lot that the sequel trilogy left him unfinished. And I think that's one of my biggest regrets from Episode 9, is like, it was clear that he was supposed to say something to Rey, and what was he supposed to say? And he, like there was all this, like he was supposed to, she was supposed to start his training, and it was I don't want to get too far off topic, but like there's a lot of things that I would like to see. So I'd love to hear some more focus on that. A couple years ago they did that planning out back. I think it was the end of 2020. They did the planning out of the timeline of all these next Disney Plus shows that were going to be coming out, and several of them did come out. And some movies and shows like the Rogue Squadron movie, which apparently is on hiatus now, and I would love for that to come back and get done. I really want to see what Patty Jenkins can do. Hopefully they'll talk about that a little bit. Hopefully, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And then of course the Rangers of the New Republic, that one got shelved, but there's other stuff that should be coming out also, and that maybe we'll get a preview of. The Acolyte is one that I'm interested in, because from what I've heard, that's supposed to be in the timeline of the High Republic. And so that's also something else that we'll probably see more of at Star Wars Celebration. If you're not familiar with the High Republic, it's this new book series that kind of took us back 400 years prior to Episode 1, and to when like Jedi were pretty much more pure, I would say, and it was just it's a great book series. It's a really really good book series. I didn't want to go back to another time period. I don't like that Star Wars tells their stories all over the place. I like sequential stories that just go from from A to Z. I don't like the way that Star Wars tells their stories, but at least with the High Republic, even though they are jumping around in time now, even within the High Republic, it's still really good books, and they're written really really well, and the audiobooks are really really good too. And so it's just a very enjoyable series for me. So I'm interesting to see what happens with that, and hopefully there'll be some more that comes out of that. But there's also video games. There's a whole lot of video games on the horizon. I think one of the next things we're going to see is the sequel for Fallen Order. I wouldn't be surprised to see that show up. There's been just there've been continual hints to things from Fallen Order in recent books and media and things like that. And so I really feel like that's one of those things that they're just going to run with. Like it was the same thing in Battlefront 2 with Iden Versio and Inferno Squad. We started seeing more and more stuff surrounding Iden Versio and Inferno Squad. And it's really exciting how they take a successful video game, and then they take all these characters and they feed them into everything else. And like heck, we have Iden Versio in Star Wars Legion, and in X-Wing and in Star Wars Armada, and we have Inferno Squad in these games. It's just it's so cool. To have all of these games and to have all these video games make their way onto our tabletops as well. And so that's another thing that I'm kind of hoping comes out of the Atomic Mass Games presentation is maybe some tie-ins or maybe some direction to the future. I wouldn't get your hopes up too much for a whole lot out of Atomic Mass Games talking about our Star Wars tabletop games at Star Wars Celebration, because again, the audience is very non-gamer. They're just there as general Star Wars fans. So this should generally, probably, my guess it will be a presentation that talks about, here are the games that we offer. Here's why you should be interested if you're a Star Wars fan. With maybe a slideshow that's showing off some of the cool models and cool minis and things like that. Maybe a hint of the future, but probably my guess would be things that we already know, like the Ewoks that are coming next year for Star Wars Legion for the 2023 Return of the Jedi anniversary. That's what I guess that they would probably talk about, and that'll probably get a lot of people excited and so on and so forth, because it is kind of exciting. They may even have a preview of Ewoks that we haven't seen yet, but I don't expect there to be a whole lot. Granted, if there is, that'd be really cool. Now, why don't I think they're going to do too much? For two reasons. First off, Mini Stravaganza is the very next month in June, and that's their time to announce all the big stuff. And then you have Gen Con, not that much later, back in early August, which is usually another time, at least that Fantasy Flight used to announce a lot of stuff, and that's also when Atomic Mass Games kind of made their debut, and that's when Marvel Crisis Protocol was debuted, and so I think though you have two major events that are great opportunities to reveal new things. So I don't expect Star Wars Celebration to get too much, but it still may. So I'll be really excited to bring as much as I can to you guys. It's going to be super exciting, and if you see less videos from me during this time, that's probably just because I'm out there and I'm very busy trying to get information. But there will definitely be hopefully some live streams and hopefully some really cool videos and more content and all of that good stuff. So all right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I will talk to you guys later. But if you're able to get out there, let me know and come by and say hi, and we'll have a good time. All right, that's gonna do it. I'll talk to you guys later. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. And as always, may the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. So say we all. Be excellent to each other and party on.